Hello, welcome back to our crash course series of for JEE Mains 2026 and NEET also. Today we will discuss our second question of our chapter Liquid Solution. Already 10 questions has been uploaded of electrochemistry chapter. If you wish, you can go through it. So today's question is based on Henry law. So let's read this question. They are telling CO2 gas which is going to bubble through what? Water. Means in water we are going to bubble CO2 gas during a soft drink manufacturing process. Given temperature 298 Kelvin. Then further they are telling if CO2 exert a how much partial pressure of 0.835 bar, then X millimole, this M means X millimole of CO2 would dissolve in 0.9 liter of water. Then further they are asking what is the value of X, means they are talking about how much millimole. And they have also given Henry law constant for CO2 at particular temperature. So in this single question we are going to get the concept of Henry law. We will also know related stuff of mole fraction, and also we know just basics density of water. These three things is required to solve this question. So let's first understand the Henry law. If we'll talk about Henry law, so you can check it for your understanding. I written here downside water is there and top CO2 is there, means moles of CO2 is there. So in terms of mole fraction I written mole fraction of CO2. I will just ask one question. If mole fraction of CO2 is more above the water, so what will happen? They are going to exert more pressure. Yes or no? अगर CO2 के moles ज़्यादा होंगे, if CO2 moles or mole fraction will be more, so they are going to put more pressure inside the water. So more amount of CO2 will dissolve. So what I can write, whatever is the mole fraction of CO2, if more mole fraction of CO2 is more, then I can say pressure of CO2 will be also more. Or opposite I can say more will be the pressure due to CO2, more will be amount of CO2 will be dissolved in water. Means pressure is directly proportional to mole fraction. More mole fraction, more pressure. Or I can say more pressure, more mole fraction of CO2 can be dissolved in water. To remove this proportionality sign, what it will come? It will come KH, that is known as Henry constant. So let's upload this question. Pressure of CO2 in question, how much they have given? Pressure of CO2 0.835. And what is the mole fraction of CO2? That is unknown to us, but Henry law at 298, how much? This much. So let's put this value and check what we are getting. So pressure of CO2 will be 0.835 will be equal to KH is how much they have given? 1.67 into 10 to the power 3, which is equal to mole fraction of CO2, right? Now let's solve this. Here mathematics calculation just have to do. So 0.835 divided by what? Tell me. 1.67 into 10 to the power 3. Now calculation is there, so be aware 0.835 what I can write? 835 क्या लिख सकते हैं? 10 to the power minus 3, and here what I can write? 167 into what? 10 to the power minus 2, 10 to the power 3, right? Now let's solve it. 167 and 835, how many times it will go? You do it, it will go 5 times, exact 5 times, so no worries is there. So I can write 5, 10 to the power minus 3 plus 2 minus 3. So I came to know 5 into 10 to the power minus 3 minus 6, 6 minus 2 get what? Minus 4. So you came to know this much. So we know the mole fraction, and you already know mole fraction does not have any unit. So no unit has been written. Now we know the mole fraction of CO2. What is our aim? Check it once again. Our aim is to know that how much millimole of CO2 would dissolve in how much liter water? 0.9 liter of water. Now I will just give you one idea. If I am writing second one, you must be knowing formula. If I am writing mole fraction of CO2, so you will be saying, sir, moles of CO2 divide by what? Moles of CO2 plus what is present? This CO2 is present where? Water. So moles of water. Now tell me, they are asking about this only. Their requirement is this. They want to know moles of CO2. So mole fraction of CO2 already known to us. So means this is known. Right now I don't know what is the moles of water. So our next target is that only. For that directly they have given value. We will utilize the formula density is equal to what? Mass by volume. Density of water nobody will give you an exam. You need to know it is what? 1 gram per ml. That is a very important. Mass. Do we know mass? We also don't know what is the mass of water. What is the volume of water? You can check it. How much volume they have mentioned? 0.9 liter. So 0.9 liter convert into milliliter. How much? 0.9 into 1000. So how much it will come? It will come 900 ml. Just done it. ml cancel. Rather than I need to write mi written. Then I got m value kitna? 900 gram. Right. So when density of water is 1 gram per ml, so for that purpose, whatever they are giving amount, volume, that will be same mass. So finally you came to know 900 gram. Now we can calculate moles of water. Moles of water means what? Given mass by molar mass. What? Given mass by molar mass. What is the given mass? Given mass is how much? Just now you got 900 gram. What is the molar mass? Molar masses can't be changed. 18 gram mole inverse water molar mass. What you got? It will come what? 18. It will go 5. 18 5. It will go 5 times and 0. So 50 mole. Gram got cancelled. So you came to know how much mole? 50 mole is it. Just put the value. Now question has been solved. So in this formula only I have to put the value. So let me copy it. So just put here the formula and we have to put the value. Now tell me what is the mole fraction of CO2. Just now in above question you have solved. Mole fraction of CO2 is how much? 5 into 10 to the power minus 4. So just put the value. 5 into 10 to the power what? Minus 4. Moles of CO2 we don't know, that is only our aim. Again moles of CO2 is denominator, we don't know. What is the moles of water? Just now we got 50, right? Now one thing you need to know, you can solve it but it will be very hectic to solve, to calculate NCO2 because it's not a simple value. You need to understand moles of CO2 will be very less than 50 mole. That is the moles of what? Water. अरे कंटेनर में वाटर ज्यादा होगा या CO2 गैस ज्यादा होगा? वाटर ज्यादा होगा. तो जब वाटर ज्यादा होगा तो whose moles will be more? Water moles. And how much? Here we know 50. This will be very less. So what we are saying, compared to moles of water, we are ignoring the moles of what? CO2. In comparison, we are ignoring. So what I can write, this moles of CO2 we are assuming as what? 0. This you can do it in your questions, whatever you are getting of Henry law. So 5 into 10 to the power 4 will be equal to what? Moles of CO2 divided by 50. Just solve it. Moles of CO2 will be equal to what? 5 into 50 into kitna? 10 to the power minus 4. Right? The moment you are getting, how much we are going to get? I will be getting 250 into 10 to the power minus 4 mole. We got it. But be aware. This you got in mole and answer is asking what? Be aware. Answer they are asking about millimole. So what is the relation in mole and millimole? That you need to understand. Now that is the last step. You need to know 1 mole. If I am saying 1 mole. So 1 mole will be having how many millimole? 1 mole means nothing. 1000 millimole. So same analogy what I can write. 1 millimole. Ratio proportion. 1 millimole will be equal to what? 10 to the power minus 3 mole. That's it. Just I got the answer. Just I have to put the value. I'll be writing 250 into what? 10 to the power minus 4. Now tell me at the place of this mole what I can write? I can write 10. So what we can check? 1 mole is equal to how much? 10 to the power 3 mole. So millimole. So you have to utilize this. So just put the value. At the place of mole I can write 10 to the power what? Sorry, not minus 3. 10 to the power 3 millimole. Now solve it. What you are going to get? 250 into what? 4 minus 4 3. 10 to the power minus 1 millimole. 10 to the power minus 1 means what? 25 millimole. So that is your final answer. 25 millimole means how much millimole of CO2 we are going to dissolve? 25 millimole. So just observe it. You earlier when we solved, so how much mole of water is present? 50 mole. So can you imagine, water is how much? 50 mole, and in same you are going to dissolve CO2 how much? 25 millimole. So it's very less. On that comparison we have ignored the moles of CO2. So your answer will be 25 millimole. So let me write the answer. Nearest integer is, so already it is coming proper integer, so it's not about nearest. So in this question we have first written the formula. We understood the formula of Henry law we written, and with the help of that we calculated mole fraction of CO2. After calculation mole fraction of CO2 I written the formula of mole fraction. Then I with the help of density I calculated mass of water, that is 900 gram. Then number of moles of water given must be molar mass. I calculated, I got 50 mole. Then in the same formula I put mole fraction of CO2. Moles of CO2 and water moles. Moles of CO2 got ignored. Then I put the value, crisscross I have done. At last I got mole, but examiner asking millimole, so I know the relation 1 mole is equal to 10 to the power 3 millimole. I just put, I done calculation, I got 25 millimole. So that was today's question of Henry law. Thank you so much everyone. We will upload more videos in this chapter. Thank you so much.